All right, it is time to talk controversy. I don't often like being the negative person in the community, but I feel like this is something that needs to be talked about because, well, everyone seems to be talking about it. I'm seeing it all over the Destiny Rising Discord, the Destiny Rising Reddit. It's all over the place. There are a lot of people upset about the new Eclipse raid race event. Honestly, the race went by very well. The top 5 teams placed. It was a fantastic race and I was happy with it. The issue comes into the speed, the rush leaderboards that came afterwards, where the best teams who got the best time scores received some free rewards from some materials and a special emblem, and if you got top 30, cool exotic ghost that actually doesn't seem to be exclusive to the top 30. It looks like you can get it as a drop in the event, so that's kind of interesting. I don't like that. I feel like if you're gonna give a special exotic item to the top 30 teams, I think it should be a reward that is exclusive to those teams. But that's besides the point of what we're talking about today. I finished the Eclipse event, we grinded it out to the very last minute, and sadly, we could not do any better than what we did. We dropped our score quite a little bit in those last few hours, but the best we can do, which I don't know why this isn't updating, but our final time was 16:28, 16 minutes, 28 seconds, which netted us about 143rd place. Not about exactly 143rd place, which I'm more than happy with that time. That was it was a struggle. It was fun. I had a good time. But let's get on to the main issue at hand that people are having an issue with. Duplicate people on the leaderboard. So if you notice second place, you'll see a lot of these people: Cybernetic, NDR World TV. If you scroll through, I believe like 20, yeah, there they are. Splits TV, Arc, Axel, NDR World TV. And I don't have anything against these guys. Like, I've played with some of these people. I know some of these people. Like Cybernetic is on my friends list. I've played with him in the past and he's a great guy. But a lot of people are upset that these people are on the leaderboards multiple times. So I broke it down. So let's break it down. Here is a list I made of every single team in the top 50. And basically, if they were in a team or in a duplicate, and there might even be some more in here because anybody who's hidden their profile, you can't check their name. So for all I know, these question marks and these question marks are the exact same people, but I have no way of checking that. But so I went through and I made a list of every single person in the top 50. And these are the numbers I came up with, all right? There were a total of 11 teams with duplicate players on them in the top 50. That's about that means about 22% of the top 50 teams had duplicate members in them. And it's hard to kind of say stuff about this because, like, obviously the teams like the 9th place team, the 20th place teams, the teams that literally were 5 people who had already placed higher and then just swapped out one person for another person, I don't think that these teams should qualify. And I get it. These obviously, I know some of these people, I talk with some of these people, and it's not like they're boosting or they're getting paid carries. It's literally they're swapping out one person from their clan and putting in another person from their clan to help that person get on the leaderboards. I don't think that's right. I think each team should be an individual team of 6. I feel like if you lock in a team, that should be your team. And if you lose someone, then you have to restart just like it was with the race of 5. It gets a little bit more complicated when you have teams like this, where only one person on that team had already cleared before. Like, are you just going to disqualify these 5 people just because they had one person on their team that had cleared in a earlier, like, has a higher clear time? It's rough unless you're willing to, like, give some sort of notification, like, hey, like, you would have to basically tell these 5 people somehow in game, like, your time is now disqualified because that person who was playing with you in 6 decided to leave, try with someone else, and got a better time. which would like I could see how that could be extremely frustrating. My biggest issue with this is that you're bringing forth, you're incentivizing boosting. I honestly don't believe that boosting happened, at least within the North American server. It sounds like the European server, and I would assume all the other servers have the same issue as well. But at least within the North American servers, from the people I see here that I know, I don't believe that they're boosting or getting paid boosts. But in the long run, NetEase is incentivizing paid boosting for these raid races. And it's something that's we've seen happen in Destiny 2, and it's something that will happen again down the road once people start getting really good at this game, once like everyone's down and you have people who are just set and they know how to run things. You're gonna have people who are gonna make paid services. You'll be able to go to a website, you'll be able to say, hey, I want an emblem, pay $500 or whatever, and this team of 5 will try to carry you to a top 100 score. And I think it's a bad path that's being taken. Hopefully NetEase will do something about it eventually, but we can't know. And honestly, it sucks because from Friday, when this event went live and we started noticing the duplicates on the leaderboard, there were plenty of us creators who had gone to our contacts in NetEase that we can talk to through the creator Discord, and we had reached out and asked them like, hey, are these duplicates going to be taken off the leaderboard? How is it going to work? We were trying to get some sort of answers, and they've been silent all weekend. We haven't gotten a single answer from any NetEase employee or moderator or community helper. We haven't heard anything from them basically all weekend. And I don't know, maybe they're just not at work. Maybe they don't work on the weekends and they're not answering. I honestly don't know, but it's not a good look at the moment. And it's rough. It's rough. And this is just in the top 22. And I mean the top 50. And like, I don't even know what it looks like in the even further beyond that. Like from 51 to 100, like how more egregious is it? Because if you look in this list, a lot of these duplicates come further down the list, like even like the 41, 47, 48, 49, like basically 3 teams in a row were all duplicate teams with at least one duplicate person in them. So I don't know. And I find more evidence from that is over here. When I went through the list of 50, the top team, including X-Zombie and Soonish and a few others, the team that got first place, back on Friday and early Saturday, there was definitely like 4 instances of Zombie and Soonish's and a couple of these other names on the leaderboard. So I'm curious if they just got those postings that they did got pushed down below 50 and they're still there in the 51 to 100 range. It really sucks. Like, it sucks for someone who, say, placed 101st and they just lost out on their emblem because one team decided that they were going to help their one teammate get through. It's rough. I'm not a fan of it. And to go even into more further detail, we have here, this actually shows how many times these people showed up on the leaderboards. There's a lot of people, most of the people only show up twice, but there are a good chunk of people who are on the top 50 3 times, and 3 people who had shown up on the top 50 4 separate times. Yeah, just kind of let me know what you guys think about this, what you think should happen. I've heard some people state that, like, hey, maybe it should have just been like, you know, whatever, 100 times 6, that's how many players there are, that's how many players should receive the emblem, and they should just give those people, so it would have been like 100 times 6 to 600 people. Go through the fastest team times, and if there's someone like, let's say NDR, right, he's in the top 54 times, well, then the next 4 people in the next like 4 teams, give them emblems. But again, you run into weird circumstances there. What if you run into an instance where the final person is like halfway through a team and only half of the people in the team are going to get an emblem? It's hard to find an answer, especially when it wasn't really laid in stone, the plan on how this should be this should be run. I feel like if they laid it out like they did with the top 5 team, and then they said, hey, you get one team, and if you show up multiple times on the leaderboard, that lower time team will be disqualified. I thought that was a great rule for the team, for the top 5, and I kind of wish they carried it over to this event. I see why they didn't, but it's, and I just like, I want to like kind of state that like I'm not trying to be salty. Like I'm like, even just looking at how things are right now, I already realized that like even if they were to scrap everyone from the leaderboard that was on there as a duplicate, there's no way that I would still make the top 100. There's not 46 teams worth of duplicates in the top 100. Like I'm not saying that almost half of the teams are duplicates and that I deserve an emblem. That's not what I'm saying. Like I said, I'm more than happy with the time and the effort I put in. I had lots of fun. I enjoyed the event, but there seems to be a lot of people in the community that are upset. They're attacking some of these creators, stating that, oh, they found exploits and they were using exploits, and they found skips and they weren't sharing them, they were hiding them. And I'm gonna say, like, I'm on the fence of like, if you've ever been part of any speedrunning community, that's just how it is. Like, you don't go into a Super Mario 64 speedrunning community for the man who got world first and then start complaining that he started clipping through walls and stuff. Like, yes, there's separate leaderboards for like glitchless and glitched runs, but like, I feel like if you found a way to say in the first encounter, skip the bridge, I don't think that's a bad thing. I honestly don't. I feel like if you tested and fiddled around and just constantly tried different things until you found a way to skip a mechanic that saved you a minute, 2 minutes worth of time, then you kind of deserve it. You kind of deserve to be allowed to have that. I don't want to take that away from anyone. And honestly, I've been watching some of these people stream. Like I was watching NDR World's streams. He streamed pretty much all of his worlds of his race placements, and I was able to see like there was no cheats, there was no glitches, there was no skips. At least from the time that I had watched them, they had gotten down to like, I think it was like 4 minutes and 30 seconds on break-in, with it was just them just wrecking, just shredding, just killing every single enemy that spawned just instantaneously. And it was just obvious pure skill from my perspective. And I really don't think people should be going out and attacking these creators and blatantly blaming them for things that they've had no control over. I feel like if you have an issue with how this event was run, make it known. Like, post it in the subreddit, post it in the Discord, tweet at NetEase, tweet at Destiny Rising. Let them know that you didn't like how this event turned out and how it played out with how the leaderboard was stacked. But please do not take it out on the creators, because I wholeheartedly believe that every single one of them are just really damn good at the game, and they did their best, and they grinded for 3 days straight nonstop to get the best possible time they could. So that's really all I have to say about it. Hopefully you guys can post down below what you think maybe could solve the problem, any ideas that can maybe make the next event better. And keep in mind, this is the first like speedrun raid race type event that not even just NetEase, like anyone's done. Like, Bungie's never done something like this, so like it's a first, and I can understand that there's going to be hiccups. So at least if we can give some sort of feedback to make future races like this better, I feel like it would be beneficial. So again, post in the comments, just kind of share your ideas. Thanks again. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check the Discord down below if you haven't. We're having a great time in there. And have a supernova day.